This is Scott Spears, and you're tuned into another episode of Scott Spears Now here on WGH Talk. This week we have a very interesting episode in store for you. We have a Delaware native who grew up here in Marion, 20 years old, and is going to tell you a little bit about her life as well as her profession, which I want to look at my paper here so I get this right, a licensed nail technician. Recently graduated, going into this field, and possibly going to be in a mobile unit, which will be very fascinating. The guest today, my friend, pal, Kamden Travis. Kamden, all right, licensed nail tech. We're going to get to that in the second portion of the program. But let's start with how it all started. Where were you born, and how did you get to Marion?
So I was born in Delaware. My mom's from here. She wanted me and my brothers born my brothers were born in Columbus, and she wanted us all born there, but I guess I came a little bit too early. She wanted it by a specific doctor, so I've just been living here all my life.
Now, how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 4 brothers, and I'm the only girl, and I'm the youngest. They're all older.
Now, how old are your brothers?
This is bad. I'm 20, and one of my brothers is 2 years. The youngest brother is 22. Next one's 23. 26, and then 27, I think.
So very close in age.
Yeah.
Now, when you were growing up, did you see a whole lot of them?
Mm-hmm.
Now, what kind of brothers were they with the young sister? Protective?
A little, and they were like a bit aggressive, like boys are.
So you would fight?
Yeah.
So when you're fighting with the boys, how does that go? When you're the youngest?
I was able to defend myself, I guess.
Now, as you've gotten older, has the relationship gotten better with your brothers?
I'd say so.
Now, were your parents together when you were younger?
Yeah, they're still together.
Still together. Now, how long have they been married? Would you guess, if you don't know their anniversary?
I'd say around 28 years, I think, because my oldest brother was born a year or so after they got married.
28 years. Now, to see a 28-year-old marriage, what do you think the secret is to being married for 28 years?
Communication.
They communicate well.
I'm trying to remember what you said to me.
I gave Kamden advice on dating not too long ago, and I said the 3 C's are communication. Mm-hmm. Do you remember the other ones?
Commitment.
Commitment. You got to have commitment.
And I can't remember the third one.
And you got to care. Care. And if you have those 3 C's, it's my belief that you will have a successful relationship, marriage, whatever it is that you go after. Now, do you see those 3 C's in your parents?
I think I do.
Now, in your own life, how have the 3 C's went?
Not really good. Communication was not a really great thing.
Now, do you think this is because people your age do not communicate very well because they're always on their phones, texting and Snapchatting and TikToking and all these things?
I don't know. I think just some people just suck at communicating. I don't think it really, social media and phones have to do with communicating.
Now, when you say people don't communicate well, do you mean they don't talk well or they choose not to talk? What do you mean when you say they don't communicate well?
I think they just lack communication skills.
Well, now why do you think this is?
I think it has to do with the people raising them too, and the social situations around them in schools and public settings.
Now, you were just recently in school not too long ago. Now, what is it like to be a student in the age we live in now of school shootings and security at the doors. It's a different world.
Mhm.
What was it like to be in school?
I don't know. My high school I went to.
Pleasant.
I was at Pleasant for 2 years, and then I went to Tri Rivers, and then I went back. But my freshman and sophomore year, they did get 2 threats. But I was absent both days. Like, I was sick by coincidence.
Now, what do you mean they got a threat?
Like, someone left a note in the bathroom, and they were locked down, and I didn't, know until my freshman year. My brother got sent home with the rest of the students, and I didn't know until he got there, and I was like...
Now, is this like they're going to blow up the school?
Shoot up the school.
Shoot up the school. Now, see, that didn't used to be a thing years ago, but now it's happening multiple times a year. Now, thank goodness in Marion County that's never happened.
Yeah.
Now, oddly enough, River Valley has just decided that next year they're going to be one of 22 school districts in the state that are going to allow teachers to have guns. What do you think of that? Do you think that's going to help or hurt?
I don't know. I don't really, I don't really know about that.
Well, no, do you think that in general that could be a problem? Or just live and let live?
I don't really have a opinion on that.
Well, that's understandable. A lot of people feel in the middle on that particular issue because you don't know how it's going to turn out yet. So what was it like being at Pleasant? Because Pleasant has a unique reputation in the community.
It was alright. I had my little friend group. I didn't really notice much people.
Did you think it was very cliquish there? Because I hear about all the cliques at Pleasant.
I don't think it really was cliquey. Some people just stuck together and was just in that same friend group for a while.
Did you feel that there was a class system when it came to, maybe people who had more money than other people?
Maybe when I was younger, but when I got older, until high school and some middle school, I didn't really notice it that much.
That's good, because I think there is a reputation that Pleasant has, hopefully getting better, that it's not so cliquish and I mean, they had a feud for many, many years with River Valley, did they not, on the football field? I think that feud still goes on.
I don't know. I think they have a bigger feud with Harding.
Now, why do you think they have a feud with Harding? What's behind that?
I don't know what's behind it. It's just every game with them just was really intense because people were like, we got to beat them.
And Pleasant usually did win those games, did they not?
It was kind of flip-flop. Sometimes one year, Harding would win. Sometimes the other year, Pleasant would win.
What is the hardest part about being a young person nowadays?
I'd say, the economy.
The economy.
And it's just, what I've seen so far is kind of scary.
So money issues worry you?
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that because you're worried about getting out on your own, or what about the world money?
I'd say that so, because when I was trying to get out on my own, I was looking at apartment prices, and they were wanting me to make 3 times the rent, but anywhere I looked wasn't paying that.
Now, as far as the work you have done, do you feel it's easy to find jobs? Because almost all places are hiring now.
I'd say the lower end of jobs, it's easy to get a fast food job, but if you want a good job, it's going to be hard to find that.
Well, fast food places are paying pretty well now, certainly better than they used to.
Yeah, I think McDonald's is 13 something.
But I think you can move up the chain there pretty quick now.
Oh yeah, they promote people very easily there.
Now, where did you work prior to where you work now?
I worked at Lowe's.
What was that like?
It was decent. All I had to do was water flowers, so it was pretty easy.
8 hours a day watering flowers?
No, it was only 5 hours a day.
But watering flowers. Did you maybe overwater them? 5 hours of watering flowers?
No, it was just I would water flowers, and then if I had like hours left over, I would just spot the people out there like in outside lawn and gardening, like on the truck, like a forklifts? Not forklifts.
Well, I'm sure they did have forklifts at Lowe's.
I think that's what they're called. I'm not sure, but I would just spot them because when they would move back and forth, you need someone walking with you.
So you went from Lowe's. Now, at one point, you worked fast food, did you not, at Arby's?
Yeah. My first job was at McDonald's, and then,
Oh, so you did work at McDonald's.
Yeah.
All right. Well, tell us what it's like to work at McDonald's.
it was alright the first half, and then just went down like the second half I was working there.
Now, do you get free food when you work there?
We get one free meal. It used to be like $6, but then they lowered it when I was there to like $4. I can't remember how much it was.
So you can eat up to $4?
Mm-hmm.
And then what? You got to pay full price for the rest of it?
Yeah, if you want extra.
Well, that's a little rough. And you only get that once a day?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Now, do they allow breaks and things like that at McDonald's?
Yeah, they do. You get one in between, like, the middle of the shift, and it's 30 minutes.
Now, were you nervous working at a place that is so fast-paced? They're always busy.
I don't think I was really nervous. I probably was stressed out a bit.
What did you do at McDonald's? There's no plants there to water.
No, they just stuck you wherever they wanted you. Sometimes I was back cash, which is the cash register. Sometimes I took orders. Sometimes I did orders and drinks. Sometimes I did orders and back cash.
Now, their drink machine is all electronic, right? You just push a button and everything's done.
Yeah.
That's probably not a hard job, is it?
No, but when you do the drive-thru window, like, you hand out people's food and the drinks.
Did you ever work the speaker?
Yeah.
Now, how's that? Can you hear people okay?
Mhm.
It seems like everybody's temperamental.
Yeah. When you pull up, like, even like just like the slightest bit, like if your car sets off like the detector a little bit, we could like hear you immediately.
But you make those people wait sometimes, right? I think that's why they get a little agitated. They're sitting there waiting for somebody to come on the line.
I don't know, sometimes it's just like their car isn't out there yet.
Now, how different was McDonald's from Arby's?
They're pretty similar. Arby's, when you take the order, you can't say, "Is that all for you?" or "Is there anything else?" You gotta like upsell. You could be like, "Would you like to try our new cookie?" or "Would you like a milkshake?" until they say, "That's all."
Now, McDonald's, you didn't have to upsell.
No, you could just be like, "Is that all for you?" and then you would tell them their total and pull up to the window.
What's the worst thing to make at McDonald's? It takes the longest. When you heard somebody order this, you said, "Man, I don't want to make that."
Well, I don't really I've only made like a few sandwiches when I worked there, but the longest one that takes is the quarter pounder because you have to drop the meat fresh. And not many people realize that and get agitated because of that.
So the meat on the quarter pounder has to be fresh, much like the double quarter pounder,
Yep.
which is more meat. How long does it take to cook the meat?
See, I only did grill twice, and I don't really recall.
But it must be fast because people are waiting in their car.
I think it's like, if I had to guess, around 40 seconds, I think. 30, 40 seconds.
40 seconds to cook meat. What do you drop it into?
So on the stove, there's like, you drop the meat to the stove, and then there's these little things. You press like buttons, and it closes down on it, smushes it, and then it cooks it.
Wow. And it must cook it at a tremendous heat to get it ready.
Yeah.
Now, at Arby's, what was the most difficult thing to cook?
The meat mountain. which
The
is
meat mountain.
it's a bunch of it's all of the meats there. It's like I think a couple ounces of each meat, and then 2 tenders on it.
Now, what kind of meats? I mean, there's burgers at Arby's, right? No.
So they do sometimes like seasonal items. They had this one seasonal item. It was the Wagyu burger, and they just deep fry it.
So if I wanted a meat mountain, what is on the meat mountain?
So the roast beef, I'm trying to think. There was turkey. I'm trying to think what's on the
Was this sandwich ordered very often?
No.
No.
It's hardly ordered, but like it was a lot of meat.
But you knew when it was coming, it was going to be a big deal. Did Arby's pay for your food?
No, you only got 1 free sandwich if you worked like 5 hours, I think.
What if you wanted the meat mountain?
I don't know if that was covered.
That was a big sandwich.
It was generally like like you would get a sandwich that they had. You couldn't get like their seasonal items.
Now, when you were in high school, when did you decide, what did you want to be when you grew up? What was the idea?
I originally was going to become a cosmetologist.
You always wanted to be a cosmetologist.
Mm-hmm. But
now, what does cosmetology entail as a whole?
So it's hair, skin, and nails. You learn about like how to do hair, how to do makeup, facials, like stuff with eyelashes, eyelash extensions, and then you learn stuff about nails.
But that ended up going away. Now, why did that go away?
Well, when I went to Tri-Rivers for cosmetology, my junior year was when like the pandemic hit and kind of deteriorated that like passion I had for it, because it was hard to learn how to do it online, and I didn't want to like try and do it. And then I also like fell in love with like doing nails.
In the second half of the program, we're going to talk about how you became a licensed nail tech and all the things that go into this. And now there are even mobile units when it comes to nail techs, which is kind of fascinating because we've got these, since the pandemic, so many of these mobile restaurants, food trucks, that we did not have before. So we're going to talk about that in the second portion of the program today. But did you ever have a dream of being like a teacher or a doctor or a lawyer like so many people have?
I don't really have like that kind of dream. I was just more like gravitating towards like, at first I was like a really tomboy when I was younger, and then I was like more obsessed with video games, and then eventually I did like get into like beauty and makeup and nails and stuff.
So about what age did you get away from the tomboyish nature and end up being the more girly nature?
I'd say when I was like going into middle school.
So from that point on, you were all about makeup. When you see somebody walking down the street, do you know when they've misapplied their makeup?
Yeah.
What is the most common mistake people make when they're misapplying their makeup? This is something men don't know.
Foundations and primers and concealers, their bases can be like silicone base or water base. That's typically what they are. And if you get a water base primer and like a silicone base foundation and a silicone base concealer, it can cause like the layers to like separate, and you can see it like that it's not like blended.
Now I have a question. We live in Ohio where it is cold 6 months of the year. Now I see people walking around in winter with tans, and they say, I don't go to a tanning bed, I don't do any of that. Now how is that possible that they have a tan in the winter?
Either they could be just lying, or they like
they'll tell you, they'll say, well, I'm of Native American heritage.
Sometimes they can be like just their natural skin, or they're just lying.
How do you know if they're lying? Because there's some people who I would like to check out on this.
Well, sometimes if they are orange looking, you know, because that can happen with like spray tans and stuff. Like they'll look orange.
I've seen some people who looked orange, and you just have to look around and you'll see some orange people and you'll know what's going on. But now what if it doesn't look orange? Can you take a rub-on tan and make that work?
Yeah, there's some different like color-based like tans that you rub in. Like there's like more of like a greener toned ones that like give a more natural look.
Greener.
Like yeah, they have like a green tone. Like when you spread it on, it'll look like green on you. But then when you wash it away, it'll look natural.
Now, how long does this stay on your skin? Like, because you bathe every day, so what happens when you do that?
I think it stays for like a couple weeks, and then you obviously gotta reapply because then it'll fade because it's not natural.
Is that good for you to be rubbing something on your skin that's going to stay on there for 2-3 weeks like that has a green base?
I mean, if you're able to get it and apply it, I assume so.
From somebody who's interested in cosmetology and a nail technician, why are we so fascinated with dyeing our hair and tans and everything that is done today?
Well, with dyeing hair, it can be like a way to express creativity, like you want to show your creative side through your hair.
You know, there was a time, I have to tell you, when I started working, where if you dyed your hair a color that was not normal, like basically black, brown, red, or blonde, if you dyed it like purple or something, you'd be fired. Now, people kind of let that go.
I think it's because becoming more and more common, and more people tend not to care too much about it.
But people know your hair's not purple. Nobody was born with natural purple hair. So why do we want to have purple hair?
I guess people like purple hair.
Well, like, what have you ever dyed your hair a color that was abnormal, like not found?
Yeah, I've had pink, like hot pink hair. I've had like a dark green, and then my hair was like blue at one point because I was trying to get that green out, and then I went back to brown, and then I did like the split dye, like I had half pink, half brown.
Now, when I met you, I believe you had blonde hair.
I had blonde and like a natural red. It was like a split thing.
So what color is your hair actually?
It's naturally this brown.
This is the color. So like this right now, there's no dye in that.
The ends have dye, but like this much of my hair is natural.
Oh, interesting. Now, when it comes to things, I mean, obviously I wear glasses. I'm not interested in contacts. Now, you wear glasses. Have you ever thought about contacts?
I've worn contacts before.
So why have you given up on the contacts? Because that's a beauty thing that people are into now.
I just didn't have like I've been like more focused on like my schooling and affording that. I've been like saving like crazy for it.
When you have to save up your own money to go to school, does it mean more to you?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to go to be a licensed nail technician?
I started in November, and then I graduated February, and then I took my state boards the end of February, and I passed.
Now, what's it like to take the state boards?
So you go in, and then you set up like you have like a bag of like all the things you need, and you go in and you set up your station that you're at. You're in a room with a bunch of different other girls from like different schools, and there's like 3 like people watching you, and you gotta like do everything in order. Otherwise, like that's a point marked off, and you have to get like a 75%, I think. And otherwise, you don't pass.
What'd you get?
I think I got like 82%.
82. Now, does it cost you to take your state boards?
Yes, you gotta pay like a fee, and for like if you're just doing nails, you have to apply for a regular manicure license and then a advanced manicurist.
Now, you say you went to school from November through February.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how often are you in school?
So it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
And how many hours a day?
So Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, I think, was 8 to 3 or 4. And then Thursday, it was like 12 to 8.
Now, those are long days. Now, are those mostly teachers teaching you things, or are you actually working on people's nails?
The first like half of it was doing like books and stuff, and then we transitioned into like the salon that's in the school, and then we took clients from there.
Now, when you're taking your first client, what's that like?
Depends on what they schedule for. You sit them down, they pick their color if they're just getting a manicure, and then you prep their nails and then go in and paint, and they pay.
Well, it sounds like a very fascinating field, because men honestly don't know anything about this, because most men are not getting their nails done or anything of that nature, but some do now. Now, do you get male clients?
When I have gotten like a couple, and they just like have gotten like clear polish or no polish. They just like to get the massage that comes with like a normal manicure.
You get a massage?
Well, at my school, like, and like for what you do at state board, like those manicure steps, you do get a massage, like a hand massage.
Now, how do you give a hand massage? Like, what do you do?
So you got like to just like rub the top and the bottom, and then like you go through like the fingers and you just massage them.
Now, how long do you have to do this?
I just do it until I feel like I've like rubbed their hand long enough, or like I noticed like the lotion is like completely gone.
Oh, you put lotion on there as well.
Yeah, you do.
So there's
lotion.
not only a hand massaging, but there's a lotion involved in this thing.
Yeah.
And now this is after you do their nails.
Before I paint them.
So you feel that the men really are just coming for the hand massage and the lotion,
And
not so much getting their nails done.
And then like we also do like we clean up the cuticles.
Now, what happens to people's, like, well, okay, look at my cuticle. People can't see them here. But do I have cuticle issues? Do I need to have my cuticles redone?
Yeah.
Now, what's wrong with my hands?
Like your cuticles are very much like grown on like right here.
What does that mean?
You see right here how like there's like this little thing right there?
Yeah, I see that. What is that?
That's your cuticle.
But what is that? What is a cuticle?
It's like this.
I thought she was going to propose there, the way she was holding my hand. Now, what is a cuticle?
It's like this barrier for like between your nail and like the proximal nail fold. Which
So what do you do here to fix this problem?
you can either use like a cuticle remover cream or you can nip the cuticles. Although sometimes some people like to get the proximal nail fold, which is like but you're not supposed to do that.
Now, would you say my hands are in normal shape, though? I mean, they aren't in bad shape here, are they?
Your cuticles are kind of dry.
My cuticles, but my nails are trimmed. I'm clean, right? There's nothing under my nails. And the hands are not in bad shape, right? Like, what if somebody comes in with arthritis?
You just gotta work with them and like not move their hands too much. Like avoid doing unnecessary massage.
We're going to come back and learn this whole process and everything that goes on here. The guest today is Kamden Travis, licensed nail technician, and we're going to talk about mobile units that are coming. This is going to be big as time goes on for all nail technicians. And why do people want to get their nails done? It's an expensive business. We're going to find out all about that with Kamden Travis on the other side of this very short but important break. And I'm going to see if I can get my cuticles done. Hey, Scott Spears back here. Hope you had a good break there. I looked at my cuticles and decided that I may need to get some work done. But I'm joined by Kamden Travis here, who is a licensed nail technician here in Marion and possibly going to be having her own mobile unit as time goes on. She passed her state boards this past February. We talked about that in the first section of the program. So what we're going to talk about now, Kamden, is tell us what it was like to go to school. What was it like to be in that atmosphere?
It was, everyone was like very creative. Like when I got there, one of my classmates, she had her like own page that she already posted her nail art on, and I was like, she was insanely talented. I was like, wow, she's gonna do amazing, because she already had like friends and family, like she already had a pretty steady clientele that would go to her when she became licensed, and it was like, she was insanely talented.
Now, what does talent mean in the nail business?
Being able to make the nails look neat and the polish be like not in like the sidewalls or on the cuticles, and your nail art, like your lines being precise and crisp.
Now, most people who come in, now I see a lot of people with just the basic, pink or green, like you have green nails on right now, matching your green dress there. But most people I see have like designs. Now, is that easy to do?
Some of them can be easy, but some of the ones that I've seen, like, and sometimes they involve like tools and stuff that I do not have. Like sometimes I'll see like airbrush effects on nails, and that is like used with like actual airbrush.
Now that's interesting. Now, do you have to have an airbrush to work in the nail business now? Would you say that most people want that airbrushing done?
Not everyone, but sometimes people will bring in like reference photos that will have airbrush effects, and you just have to be like, I can't really recreate that without like a airbrush.
Now let's say I come in and I want my nails done. And, apparently the men just want the hand massage, as we talked about in the first hour, and they want their lotion put on. Now what happens after that? Okay, the hands are massaged, the lotion's on, what happens?
After the massage, I take off like the lotion that's on the
nail.
Fingernails, and with like a cotton swab,
Cotton swab?
cotton pad, and with like some acetone or.
Now acetone is acid, right? Acid based, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that can burn.
Only if you have like a cut. It doesn't like burn you.
It's not very acidic.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So you put acetone on the nails.
Yeah, to cleanse it, or you could use the isopropyl alcohol, like that, because that cleanses them.
So you cleanse the nail, then what happens?
You push back the cuticles, and
doesn't that hurt?
Just slightly pushing them back doesn't hurt. Sometimes people can slip and like scrape you, but that's.
What kind of device are you using to scrape back the cuticles?
So it's like this curved like metal thing, and you just push back the cuticles.
What causes a growth in the cuticle? Like what? My cuticle there. Mm-hmm. What causes that to grow?
So I'm pretty sure it's keratin. Like what causes your nails to grow, and like the cuticles is like a part of your nails. Is keratin in your nails.
So this is actually showing that I'm healthy, that I have keratin in my nails, right? No? You want to take a look again? Am I healthy or not? Or am I close to death at this point?
You're healthy. Like cuticles are normal. It's just like a beauty thing that people tend to not like how cuticles look.
Who would be looking at my cuticles?
Well,
you.
Me.
But I'm saying, like, who else would I ever say, here's my hand, take a look? I mean, where would that ever happen?
I don't know. Sometimes people just like to look at your hands, and like they'll like notice.
See, I would not let anybody do that. I think that's why I would wear gloves. I think that's why Michael Jackson wore gloves. He didn't like his cuticles really to be messed around with. I think that's really what was going on there with MJ. Now, so you get the things all cleaned up and you get the cuticles all pushed back. Then what happens?
Then if they wanted like just the clear coat or like if they want color, I do the polish.
Now, it's my understanding, though, we're talking about fake nails, though, right? You don't actually paint the real nail.
I thought we were talking about a basic manicure.
A basic manicure, you do paint the real nail. So it's on there. Now, how long is that going to last without being touched up?
I'd say a couple of weeks.
Couple weeks. Now,
depends on like their activity, like if they're like more hands-on like of a job, like if they hit their nails and stuff, or like they are in like water a lot, that affects like the longevity of nails.
Now, our radio station used to be directly across from a nail salon, and if you were in there for more than 45 minutes every day in the radio station, there was a smell that would come in there, and you would pass out in the middle of the radio station and wake up like an hour and a half later. What is that smell?
I don't really, but what that is monomer. That's used,
monomer.
Yeah.
We were smelling monomer for years. Oh,
that's what's used in a like you do acrylic set. Like you dip the brush in the monomer, you wipe some of it like the excess off, and then you dip it into the powder, and it forms a bead that then you like put on the nail and you form.
What's monomer?
It is
Is that toxic?
No.
Oh. It had a strong odor to it.
Yeah, it is strong. They do sell some odorless monomer, but
Smelled like paint thinner.
Yeah.
It was powerful stuff. Yeah, vouch for that, wasn't there? That was powerful. All day long you'd smell that stuff. Is that a popular item in nail salons?
It is very popular. Acrylics are.
See the stuff you're learning on this episode? That smell all those years was monomer. We all thought they were just painting the walls over there and it was paint thinner every day or something. So a regular manicure, you just paint the real nails. But what is this whole thing with the fake nails that all the girls want for prom? It's prom season. That's why we're doing this.
So acrylics is you either use a form or you use like tips, which is like you glue them onto the nails and then you cut them down to the length they want and shape it. And then prep for like acrylics is practically the same. You push back the cuticles. It also depends if they want their cuticles cut, and also if they're like on any blood thinners or anything, you typically skip the cuticles because you could accidentally cut them and make them bleed.
So your cuticles are connected to your
the proximal nail fold, and that's like that like little thing right there.
The proximal nail fold. Fascinating. So how do you get the fake nails on there?
Well, you glue the tips. You do like the prep. You do like a
How do you
primer.
glue them on there? Like Elmer's glue?
No, you get like
A glue stick?
nail glue, and then you typically like buff or file the nails to like be able to like have something to like grip onto, and then you like dehydrate and then you use a primer, and then you put the acrylic bead onto the nail, and like you're supposed to do it in like 3 sections: the like extension, the apex, and then the cuticle area.
Now, how long do these things last?
They can be up to 3 weeks, depending on growth and also like how they take care of their nails.
What happens at the end? Do they just fall off?
No, you're supposed to like fill them. Like you take off like the previous polish and then you fill in like the cuticle area.
All I know is that I see a lot of girls now with the fake nails. It seems to be more popular than just painting their nails. They like the designs and things. Why is that?
It's just like some of the designs can look pretty, but like not enough people like have like the long enough nails for like these like designs, so they like tend to go for like extensions like on the nails.
Now, can you still grab things when you have those extensions? Can you drive the car okay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
There's some things that like you may not be used to at first, but then you'll like learn how to do it with them.
I don't know. I've noticed a lot of people take them home and rip them right off.
You're not supposed to. That can damage your nails.
Now, let's talk about the cost, because the cost is very important. Now, if you just want a regular old manicure, let's say you're a man and you just want a manicure, what's that cost?
My school, I think they charged like $10.
$10. Now, what comes in a manicure? You get a hand massage, lotion, and your cuticles cut, and that's it. $10. Okay. Now, what if you want your nails done? Just
that
color.
is like included, like the.
Well, the $10 includes the nail polish too. Well, then why not get them done? Okay.
But that's like the school. Like if you go to a normal salon, they probably charge more because of their skill and their talent.
Okay. Now the fake nails, that's pricey.
Yeah, it can be.
Now, what are we talking there?
So at my school, it was just like a base of like $40, but some people I know out here in like the nail industry like to charge based on length, and that can like get pricey if they want really long nails, and then like sometimes they'll want like blinged out nails, or like they want detailed nail art, which takes time. So if you want that, you gotta be able to afford that.
Now, does a licensed nail technician do this by the hour? Do they charge by the hour?
Some can. Some tend to just like charge a set price.
Now, you currently do not have a shop. Now, if somebody came to you and said, it's prom time, I want my nails done, do you have the equipment to do this?
Well, I wouldn't, like if they wanted me to just do it, like I would, but like I couldn't charge them because then I could get in trouble for that.
The government would come down on you.
The state board will fine me.
So you have to have a shop, or else you will be shut down. Like, you can't do it out of your living room.
If you were doing it like at home, they have like set standards, and like on their website they'll like have like what you need for like a home. For like at home, you'd have to have a door that leads directly out of it. Like you can't go through like the house to get to the like low room. It has to go straight from the outside into like the room. And then you also have to have a separate bathroom for them to use.
Now, interestingly enough, you have decided that you might like to go into the mobile nail business. Now, where did you get this idea?
I seen it from like this fellow nail tech on TikTok. I follow a bunch of them to like give me like inspiration and ideas for like nails.
Now, do a lot of girls come in and say, what should I do? Do they ask you to do the thing, do the nails?
Most people come in with inspiration photos. Sometimes people will be like, do what you want to do, but like most of the times people will want something specific.
Now, being a nail technician, what is the most popular color? Now, I imagine it used to be red. Or maybe pink.
It's either those two colors or a blue.
Now, do the gothic people still come in and get the black and that sort of thing done?
I've seen some people get like black done.
What is that symbol for the gothic people that they want to have their nails done black?
I don't really know. I'm not like into the gothic.
Well, I was just curious, like when you're conversating with them, when you're massaging their hands, do they ever say, this is why I want my fingernails black?
No, sometimes they just like the color. But with acrylics and like other things, like you really don't do the massage. The massage like is really for only regular nail polish. If you wanted like gel polish, you wouldn't really get that.
Are people's hands that tensed up that they need massages?
It's not like required. It's just like some people tend to include it or like in their like services.
I've never thought in my life that my hands were tense, that I needed a massage.
It's to relax them, I guess, and provide like
I don't know.
like a soft feel to the hands.
So you just do that. Now, are you massaging a lot of men's hands, or is it older women or younger women, or what are we seeing here?
It's just if they wanted a basic manicure, they would get that.
Is that ever uncomfortable to be massaging somebody's hand?
Not really.
No.
I'd say it's uncomfortable, like, to do, like, a foot massage because you're, like, hunched over doing
A full massage?
A foot massage.
A foot massage?
Yeah.
Oh, so you do foot massages as well? Oh, because you do toenails.
Yeah, we did pedicures too.
Well, my gosh, we've got a whole another story here. So now, if I want a pedicure, I'm coming in, I got my shoes and socks on, what happens?
Well, you take them off. If you want color or, like, polish on them, you typically get sent out with, like, these flimsy, like, disposable flip-flops. Like, they're different colors.
Oh, they give you flip-flops?
Like, yeah, they're cheap.
Cheap.
Flimsy, like, flip-flops.
But now, how do you massage somebody's feet?
Oh,
I'm telling you, this is getting deep.
you just, like, massage it, like you would massage a foot.
Now, I'll tell you, there probably isn't enough money in the world that I would want to be massaging people's feet. I couldn't do it. But you enjoy this, massaging people's feet.
I prefer, like, the hands portion of it, but, like, I would include, like, pedicures and stuff.
You asked me at one point, as part of your training, if I would come over and have my feet massaged by you.
Yeah, my school had, like, set requirements that I had to have. Like, I had to have, like, I think 30 manicures, 30 pedicures, and 5 extensions.
Now, did you look at the people and say, I could probably massage that person's foot. I don't want to be massaging that person's foot?
The massaging wasn't, like, the part I had the issue with. I had issues with, like, the callus remover because sometimes when it would, like, I would be scraping their, I'd be, like,
Callus remover?
Yeah.
You remove their calluses?
Yeah, if they want. Because, like,
shouldn't a doctor be doing that?
No.
How do you take their callus off?
You use this, like, foot file, and you just you
just file their callus right on down.
It's typically not very thick unless, like, they're, like, a dancer or stuff, but, like, most of the times if they're a dancer, they want to keep those calluses because that protects their foot when dancing.
What about if people have, like, the gout or the hammer toes, or, you know, do you have to refuse people?
If it looks like it's
athlete's foot.
Yeah, if it's infectious, you do have to, like, refuse service.
I imagine that to be scary.
That's like a fungus.
A fungus?
You have to, like, infectious stuff. You have to refuse service because otherwise it could spread to other clients.
What's different about doing toenails versus a manicure, fingernails?
They're pretty much similar except for the callus remover part.
Have you ever had somebody like calluses on their hands?
I have not. But I've seen people, like, have, like, online have disorders where, like, they have, like, excess callus growth on their hands and their feet, and it's, like, really painful.
Now, when you're on the TikTok and you're looking for inspiration, is there somebody out there who maybe would like to do this and is in a position that they can look up on the TikTok? Like who? Like who would we look up?
I don't have names memorized. I just, like,
You just search.
You can search, like,
nail
technicians or, like, nail inspirations or, like, how to do nail art or, like, how to do this, and you'll find people who teach how to do stuff online.
Why do people want to get their toenails done up? Who sees them?
It's just like it's also not just, like, done up. Like, sometimes some of the people who I've done are, like, older people who can't, like, necessarily get down there to take care of their feet.
So they don't really want them painted. They just want them clean.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll want them cleaned and taken care of. Or, like, they do just want, like, colors on their feet because, like, they want their feet to look nice when they, like, go outside. Like, pedicures are more common during, like, the summer because, you know, people's out on the beach, like, doing stuff.
They want to show that they can paint their toenails.
Or they want their, like, toes looking good.
Yeah. Well, now how can you make somebody's toes look good if their toes don't already look good?
If their toes don't look good, there's not much you can do there.
Right. So you really, best you can do is paint those things up, right? Now, can you put fake toenails on?
Yeah, I've seen people do like acrylics on toes, but like I don't think I would do that.
Wouldn't it be hard to put your shoe back on if you had long...
Well, like with those, you really don't get them long. You get them like to short shape.
I think it's all very fascinating, and I think during prom season, now this happens during prom season, homecoming season, weddings.
Yeah.
What about funerals? Do people get all done up for the funeral?
I literally never had someone come in to get nails done for a funeral.
Have you ever had, like, to go and do the person who's going to be departing? They want to go out big.
I think they have like a specific person that does like the makeup and stuff there.
Because I've seen people who were in the box who had painted nails, like women.
I think that they typically do have someone there who like does like the makeup, the hair, and like the nails.
I think they're probably past the cuticle point once you've died. You know, it really doesn't matter anymore. Just paint the nails and, you know, shut the lid, right? Yeah. Well, I think that's very fascinating. Now, this mobile unit, what would it consist of? What do you have to do to run a mobile unit?
Just gotta have like a station to be able to do their stuff. And there's also like I said, state board, like the Ohio State Board of Cosmetology will like have like set things like they need to have in the salon, like the mobile salon.
Now, you were talking to me earlier. You were trying to decide, do you want to go with a camper or do you want to go with an RV, mobile home? What are the pluses and minuses there?
I was originally going to go with a trailer, but then like I was like, I would have to do electrical work and like to get like water in there, plumbing. So I was like, I'll just go with like a camper or an RV because it already has like the plumbing and then the electrical work. All I'd have to do is just tear out everything and like put my stuff in there.
Now, can you just park that anywhere?
You would have to like go where like public parking is for like food trucks or like mobile like salons.
Now, is this going to be a big thing? Like at the fair, will we see people, a mobile nail unit?
I don't know if I would go to like the fair. Maybe.
Get like a waffle and then go down and get your calluses scraped?
Maybe.
That sounds like a full day. Now, do you feel, because you said in the beginning you were worried about financials, is it important for you to keep the prices low so everybody can get this stuff done?
Not necessarily, because like it is a luxury. It's not like something that's supposed to be like too affordable. Like I'm not gonna charge like outrageous prices. I've seen some people charge like $300 for a set of nails. I would never charge that much.
What does it cost you overhead? If the person's charging $300, how much are they putting into that?
Most of the times, like I've seen, like it'll just be like some like bling or like nail art, but like I would never do that. Like,
but what? How much do you think they're spending?
Most of the times, the powder, like if they're doing acrylics, it can be like pretty pricey for like the powder itself, and then the monomer is like crazy expensive. For like a gallon, it's like a couple of $100.
But so they're making some good money here. You know, probably on one person they may be spending $50, and they're charging $300, and that's one person. How long does it take to do somebody's nails?
If you're good, you can get like the application under an hour or less, and then like obviously with painting and nail art, it could take up like to 2 hours or more.
2 hours and you make $250. Wow, that's $125 an hour.
I would never do that. I think I would stay around like the 50 to 80 range for like acrylics.
So, how much money can you make at this? Is this a big paying job at the end?
It can be, like if you get like enough clientele and like you're consistent with your clients.
Now, do you think it'll be hard to get clientele when you're dragging the trailer around?
I'll probably try and stay in like the same location so like people won't get confused. But then like if I do move, I'll probably like, I do have like an Instagram that I post my nail art on.
Oh, tell people how they can check out your nail art.
Okay, so my Instagram is Vulperia_nails. It's LPARIA_NAILS.
And they're posted there. Those are the nails you've actually done.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as far as that goes, you said you had some interesting facts you wanted to share with us in regard to nails.
Yeah, so with, like, the pandemic, obviously, like, causing, like, nail salons to close, people decided to try and do gel polish at home. But with that, like, not having proper education on, like, nails, people can cause themselves to be allergic to gel nail polish and cause themselves to be allergic to what, like, the thing they're allergic to in gel nail polish is, like, acrylates, which is in a lot of things. Like, it can be in regular polish too. It can be in nail glue, like, or any adhesive, anything that has, like, acrylates in it. You wouldn't be able to get it because your body would, like, reject it and, like, it'd be in pain.
That's interesting. Do you ever have somebody have an allergic reaction to all these chemicals that are being used?
I've never had anyone, but like, improper, like, usage of, like, if you have, like, a lamp, that's what the issue is with, like, people don't have a strong enough, like, lamp that cures the gel polish and that leaves uncured gel polish on their skin and on their nails, and that will, like, irritate them, like, irritate the skin and the nails and cause themselves to have an allergic reaction.
Now, for all the people out there who might be getting ready for wedding season or prom season or maybe homecoming in the fall, how do you know a good nail technician from a bad one?
So, when you go in, if, like, they had a previous client before you and they don't, like, disinfect anything, that's, like, a red flag. Or, like, they reuse, like, files and buffers, because files and buffers are, like, porous objects. Like, they can't be disinfected properly, so they have to be used once and then discarded. And then also sanding bits, like, on, like, drills, they are also used once because they're porous. But then there's, like, metal and, like, carbide bits that people can use that are disinfectable because they're metal and, like, plastic.
So currently, are you saving to open up this mobile unit?
Yes, I am.
Now, how long do you think it will take to save the money that you need to start a mobile unit?
See, I'm going to be getting another job soon to, like, further provide more for that. I'd say, like, 5 months, I say.
5 months? Now,
5 months to a year, I think.
We got about 2 minutes left here. What is the most popular type of nail in the business right now?
I'd say acrylics, although Gel-X is slowly, like, rising up in popularity.
Now, what is Gel-X?
It's like these soft gel tips that you cure onto the nail with, like, this gel glue.
Now, what if somebody wanted to get in touch with you? Now, you can't do it right now for money because the board will shut you down if you do it for money. So, how would people, if they want, I mean, do you want to do people's nails at this point, or do you want to wait till you open up?
I don't, like, have, like, all the stuff to properly do nails right now. Like, I have some of my leftover stuff from school, but, like, the stuff I have right now is just enough to do me and my, like, obviously my mom bugs me to do her nails.
Do you like doing your mom's nails?
Sometimes.
Well, with about a minute left here, what's the most important thing people should know about you as you go out into the nail world?
I love just doing nail art. Like, it's so interesting and cool what people can come up with and, like, what they want on their nails.
Creativity. All right. Well, I tell you, we've been joined here by Kamden Travis, a licensed nail technician, so get ready for that prom season, that homecoming season, those weddings. You want your manicures, pedicures, calluses scraped, whatever, going to the beach, whatever you're doing this summer, you want to look good while you're doing it, because to look good is to feel better. What did they used to say? Better to look good than to feel good, I think is what they say. Kamden, it's been a lot of fun. You thought you wouldn't make it through the episode. Did you have fun?
I had fun.
All right, and Kamden will be back with us in the future talking about more things with other people. For this episode, for Kamden Travis, Scott Spears heading for the dugout.